Marauders, welcome back to the channel. And I have a rare opportunity to do a video and share it with you, because so many of you appreciate it, that I can do a video having 3 cab heat and air conditioned side-by-sides together in one video. I don't think that's ever been done before. And to do a brief review, I'm not getting technical with these machines, because you can do that in individual reviews of the machine, but a brief review of each machine, and I'm going to try to stay with positives on my opinion on the machines. And we'll go from left to right. My brother's Gator, which is a 2019 John Deere Gator that he absolutely loves. That may have been one of the first with heat and air conditioning on the market. Of course, my 2020 Can-Am Limited, which is air conditioned, heated, and climate control. And the dealer let me keep that for this video, even though I picked up my new side-by-side, which is a Polaris, long name, they just keep making these names longer, which is a Polaris Ranger XP Northstar Lone Star Edition. The Polaris Ranger, the one I'm in, the Trail Boss Edition. I hope in the intro I didn't say Lone Star. Really, this is top of the line for the Polaris brand, as is the Limited and is the Gator. So you have 3 brands, 3 different brands, the top of the line units, all cab machine, heated and air conditioned. And we'll talk a little bit about each one of them. I'm going to try to stay positive. My brother gets sensitive when I criticize his Gator. I don't want to do that. It's a beautiful machine. And we're going to start with that. And I'm going to give you a good reason, I think probably the biggest reason why people tend to buy this machine. And we'll take it for a short ride. First of all, my opinion. This is the most car-like of the 3 machines, without a doubt. John Deere paint holds up very well. My tractor spends 3/4 of its life outside, and the paint does not fade. I don't know what John Deere has with this paint. It holds up very nice. I'll give you a review. Let's do a walk around. Some of you have asked. My brother is the reason I have LED lights on my tractor. Many of you have seen that video. You can see that he's got them at the roof. I think he changed out the headlights, and he put this light bar on the front. It has, we believe, 45S. It may be a 4,500 pound winch, which is a big plus. One of my favorite tires, Maxxis Bighorn 2.0 on 14-inch rims. He wants me to tell you that this has a GM 5-lug pattern on it, so that you can put car tires on it. That's a big deal. Double A-arm front suspension on it. We believe that's cast. Again, very car-like. Huge opening to get in and out, which is a big plus. Dump bed. Why don't we dump this? Comes standard on the R model. .54 horsepower Cherry engine, which is 3-cylinder Cherry engine. I think John Deere's had that in their machines for a long time. Even their Gators with the big fat tires, 2-seaters, where the seats didn't move, golf courses used to use. Been around a long time. My brother would want me to tell you that it has an automotive alternator on it, so it generates a lot of power. He'd also want me to tell you that it has an automotive style air conditioner. So not only can it generate a lot of power for your lights and winch, but it also cools. He says it will freeze you out in the machine. Very intuitive controls. Give you a look at the engine from this side. I had a Defender XMR, which was an amazing machine around the property, especially on the trail, open station, no cab. And my brother asked me to look at the Can-Am and the John Deere Gator, because he wanted to buy a cab, fully heated and air conditioning side by side to drive his grandchildren around his property. And that got the bug in me when I drove the Can-Am Limited and the Gator. And of course, you know, having an excavator with a cab and having a John Deere tractor with a cab, once you have a cab, boy, it's hard to go to an open station. Let's look at the inside of this. Turn signals. Wow, he's set to go on the road. Not sure if he has a horn or not. It wouldn't surprise me. I know you guys are going to tell me that his tires aren't DOT rated. I don't think the Maxxis big horns are. Very automotive style. It does have, he has seat covers on it. I believe he said these are from John Deere. It has cloth seats, which are very nice, a very thick woven cloth seat. It does have power steering. It does not have park, although he thinks the newer models do have a park. You have to use the emergency brake. Let's start it up. The Cherry engine, that 3-cylinder engine, is so quiet. By the way, the doors are very solid, very large, very easy for me to get in and out of. He does have a stereo ordered. He hasn't installed it. I'm not sure. I don't think it has. I think the rear differential is always locked, so it's 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive on this. Oh boy, is he gonna beat me by licensing this to put it on the road? Give you a quick look. He has a ton of lights on it. And let's take it for a drive. I can't drive it too much on my property. It is so wet. You'll see that in the video when I do the drone shot. It is just so smooth. Power steering. He's got it set up with mirrors, rear view mirrors, side mirrors, and it is just so smooth. Look what we'll park next to him. How did this happen? Okay, let's get out and take a look at the tractor and this together. Okay, Superstar Marauders, here it is. John Deere has a ton of experience going back decades and decades, maybe over 100 years of designing equipment, not only for farming, but maintaining properties like golf courses. That is inbred in this machine. The quietness of the engine, the smoothness of operation, the power dump body on it. It just is like getting into a side-by-side that has its lineage in a tractor. And brand loyalty is strong with us. My brother felt the most comfortable going with a John Deere. He has a John Deere 1025, which took me years to convince him to get that. And he also has my original first John Deere 455 diesel lawn and garden tractor. John Deere has the strength of financing behind them, where they can offer 0% financing for a long time. They have a loyalty following with farmers and ranchers and property owners that have been buying John Deere for years. And like my brother said in the video when we reviewed this machine originally, is there any other color by green? And that's the way, by the way, that's the way I felt for a long time with tractors and equipment. I only saw green, and that's what he feels, and there's nothing wrong with that. This machine is excellent if you're not doing heavy-duty trail riding and want to maintain a property, a ranch, a farm, a large estate. or any size property where that's where it's going to focus. I think a spouse who's not used to the side-by-side, driving a side-by-side, would feel the most comfortable in this machine because it is the most car-like. And again, a loyal following because it comes from John Deere, and it is well engineered. The engine is 54 horsepower, 3-cylinder. It's very smooth. Big positive, I think it has the largest cab, the largest door opening of any of these side-by-sides. It opens like a car. It's not suicide doors. And it's an awesome machine. He loves it. It has never been on the trail, probably will never go on the trail. I could probably take him on Susquehannock or Majestic. It would handle it fine. Probably love it with his wife. So I'll give you an exterior shot. Take it for a short drive around my property. First Can-Am I purchased was a Can-Am Defender XMR. I have many videos with that machine. It helped me to change my life. I was so impressed working on that Can-Am Defender and how it performed on the trail. I believe it only had 74 horsepower. That not only did I had that Can-Am Defender, I went out and bought a Can-Am 1000 XTP and then another Can-Am 1000 XTP. Outstanding machine. And working on that machine, looking at an old video, editing it, 10 months after I purchased the machine, I noticed how heavy I was, and I looked at my stomach and jumped on the scale. I lost 35, 40 pounds with that machine, working on it in my garage during the winter and using it for maintenance around my property and trail riding. Can-Am's a strong brand, and they're excellent machines, especially in mud. This machine will give you a look. You've seen a couple videos I've done on it. I am trading this machine in for the Polaris. The dealer did not want the 32-inch tires, the Evil M1 tires I had on it. So these, even though they're muddy from my yard, I put the Maxxis Bighorn 27-inch tires back on the machine, and they still have the stubs on them, if you can see it. Quick walk around how it looks with the stock tires on it. Excellent, again, excellent tire. I wish they would put bigger tires on the machine. You know, I added a rear bumper on it, rear camera, fender flares, which I think make this machine, these Safari fender flares, reminds me of a TV show, Mutual of Omaha Wild Kingdom, when I used to watch it as a kid every Sunday night. I did put rock sliders on it, which is a must for me on any side-by-side, even if it's in my yard. Front fender flares, Super ATV front A-arms that move the tires forward for the larger 32-inch tires on, so they won't rub against the firewall. I think the front tire sits very nice, and the next owner can put a larger tire on this machine and feel comfortable that it's not going to hit the firewall. It rides very nice with those A-arms forward. The light bar is excellent. Does not have LED lights. My older brother and my mentor always suggested I get a camo ATV or side-by-side. The camo on this machine not only looks great, but it holds up great. Very easy to clean. This machine is my tool tote, my tool caddy, also my camera caddy. I would fill it up with cameras and tools when I do projects around the yard to capture them on video. Interior is awesome. I think this has the second largest cab. I truly believe it's this, out of this three, it has the second largest cab. John Deere has the largest cab. Polaris has the smaller cab. That doesn't mean one is better than the other. The windshield is pushed out further on the Can-Am. And also the steering wheel is higher and the seat is lower. So let's give you a look. So when I sit in this machine, I'm sitting low, like to sit on an ATV with the handlebars up high. And like I sit in a car, the seat is low, the steering wheel is high, and again, my forearms are almost parallel with the floor. And that's the way I like to drive an ATV or a car or a truck situated like this. Visibility is excellent in the machine. We know that this has climate control in it, which was the first of a side-by-side to have climate control. I forgot to mention that it comes standard with a 3,500-pound winch with a synthetic rope, which is a plus, and a front bumper. And it has the control for the winch is on the dashboard. I think I need to take this for a short ride around the property. What I failed to do is show you, you can get an electric dump actuator for this machine. It's expensive. I think it's $500 or $600. The manual dump works fine on this. I hope you can see it. The legendary V-twin Can-Am Rotax engine. Just an outstanding engine. The dump bed on this machine is larger than the Polaris Ranger. I measured it last night. It's an inch and a half deeper, and it's also a inch and a half wider, which is interesting. The Polaris is a little taller in the back of the dump body. I'm losing daylight, so I'm going to try to wrap up this video. Don't ask me why I like doing these videos around the fire. And actually, it's getting very cold, and I'm feeling great warming up a little bit by the fire. I wanted to get this video done, and stressed. I had a terrible headache, maybe even a migraine headache, and getting outside in the fresh air has made me feel so much better. I can't tell you. And so many of you ask me how I'm doing with my diabetes and my weight and my shoulder injury and so on. And getting outside cured me with my ailment today. It just helped relieve the stress. So let's keep moving. I won't ramble. So I'm trading the Defender Limited, and I've had it 2 years, on a Ranger XP Northstar Trail Boss Edition. And a lot of work, man, they got to keep making these names longer. And why am I getting, what's the number one reason why I'm moving from the Can-Am back to Polaris Ranger? And I wanted to keep that machine for a long time. Polaris won me back. I owned many Polarises in my time. Three ATVs, two 1000, Polaris ATVs, one 570, which was an awesome machine. So many side-by-sides. I think I've owned every side-by-side they've made except the General, which someone keeps asking me politely, when am I going to buy a General? When I bought the Razor Pro a year ago and it had Ride Command in it, that just sold me. And they have an app for your phone for Ride Command that I can sync the trail rides from my Razor Pro, which is a 181 horsepower turbocharged machine, almost 2 feet of travel in the suspension, to my Razor Trail, which is 75 horsepower, only 50 inches wide. And now I can transfer that data to the Polaris Ranger and share my trail rides among my machines, and also send them to the trail rangers who I ride with. The cab unit, the Can-Am, quickly became my wife's favorite machine. I had that a week or two, and her mother was over, who's a very sweet woman, and she said, why don't you take Mom for a ride around the property? The three of us got in the Can-Am and drove around our property, and I gave my mother a tour, drove through the creek with her, which impressed. She's in her 80s. She was so calm. It crawled out of the creek to get on the island, and I enjoy going with my beautiful wife and my mother-in-law. We get in that. During the summer, we keep the windows up and run the air conditioning. The bugs bother my wife. During the winter, I run the heat. And so this machine is important to me around the property, not necessarily on the trail. And it was a Ride Command that pushed me back to Polaris, that drew me back to Polaris, and also my confidence, the Polaris 1000 engine. This engine makes 81, 82 horsepower, the same as the Can-Am. The John Deere makes 54 horsepower. Both are equivalent in horsepower. I'm sure in torque, they can tow 2,500 pounds apiece, carry 1,000 pounds on the dump body. And this machine has everything, including self-leveling rear shocks on it, arched A-arms on the bottom, smooth skid plates from front to back, 4,500 pound winch, all LED lights, bolstered seats that my Can-Am XMR had, that all utility side-by-sides should have. It makes them so much more comfortable. A tilt steering wheel, they all have that. It has a winch, and a 4,500 pound winch, and it has a remote, keyless, wireless remote for the winch. Of course it has Ride Command. This is the smallest, I believe, cab, and it's deceiving. For a long time I didn't feel comfortable in this cab, and I had to get used to the seating position. The glass is much closer to the driver. The steering wheel is somewhat lower. I now tilt the steering wheel almost all the way up, and the seat is higher. So you're in a much higher position in this cab, sitting up, more truck-like than car-like. Good for guys that have long legs, because I think you're sitting up higher, your legs have further to go to the floor. Backrest is a little more vertical than slanted back. Great machine though, great machine. Very happy with the purchase. I've only had it for a day. Let's start it up. Very smooth, and for a Polaris, extremely quiet. The doors are very intuitive, how they open and close. Suicide doors. Shut very tight. Don't have to fight with the airlock to shut them. Depending on your use, I'd recommend any one of these machines. So please comment if you want an opinion. I will do an in-depth review of the Ranger Trail Boss Edition. I will do that in detail. That will be another video all by itself. Very smooth. Let's see if we can get a video driving it around the property. going to end the video here with an amazing sunset. The day just cleared up. I had to get the Can-Am to the dealer, and I didn't want to keep my brother, his Gator, away from him. So this was a window I had to do this video today, and I wanted to get it knocked out. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. If you have any questions about any of these machines, please comment. Tried not to offend any owners out there. They're 3 great machines. Each of them fits a niche. Each of them fit a niche that may suit your needs. Please comment also if you have facts that you want to share about these machines with any of the viewers. Please don't hesitate to ever comment. I'm fortunate I have very intelligent viewers. Please feel free to comment and share a fact about a machine or an opinion. I welcome that. I've owned a lot of side-by-sides. I've been doing this for a long time. I like sharing what I know with you. I don't get paid to do this. I write a check and I buy these machines, and I research them before I buy them. So I'm happy to share what I know, what I've been through with you, and you can pass that along, and hopefully you enjoyed this video, and you'll see more videos on the Trail Boss Edition Polaris Ranger, and also maybe another video with my brother talking about his Gator. Thank you very much. I hope all of you have an outstanding holiday season. Thank you for your well wishes with my diabetes and other issues that I'm having. I appreciate your concerns, and I'm fortunate to have the best viewers in the world watching my channel. You're great people. Thank you. That's it, guys. Beautiful sunset. God arranged a beautiful day for this video. Must have been meant to be, right? Beautiful sunset. Wow. I'll never have this again. Hey, never say never, right? I don't ask me why. I love doing reviews by a fire. If I had my choice, if it wasn't so wet on my property, I'd have it on the island. By the way, I forgot to say I hope to see you on the trail, and essentially that means get outside and work around your property, play a sport or a hobby, or run, or get out trail riding on something. Thank you, and God bless.